This is a scene typical in Hollywood. Stars getting their pictures taken as they enter a posh Los Angeles party. There are plenty of recognizable faces like Dynasty's Joan Collins, and the star of Natalie Wood's last picture, Brainstorm, Cliff Robertson. And this young man. While he may not be a household word, he is considered one of the hottest rising stars in Hollywood. His name is Jon-Erik Hexum. Less than 2 years ago, when he came to this town, he was waiting tables. Then he got his first big break as the star of the NBC television series Voyagers, and most recently co-starring with Joan Collins in the ABC made-for-TV movie, The Making of a Male Model. It was his role as the male model that gained him national and even worldwide attention. Before the movie aired, there were all kinds of rumors about a relationship between the two co-stars, with headlines like this all over the world. Then, after the movie aired, Jon-Erik was branded as a hunk, or Hollywood's hottest new beefcake star. Labels he is not particularly fond of.
Well, it's definitely a handicap if you want to expand your horizons and become a credible actor. It is somewhat of a help in the beginning when that sort of type is commercial at the moment, which it is or was, and I think is evolving out of. So I have to overcome that. Go beyond it. It's becoming a little bit of a problem, but no big deal. I'll get out of it. I'll just try and keep my shirt on and choose subsequent roles carefully.
Are you a hunk? I'm serious.
I suppose they define hunk very loosely around here. The magazines, for the most part, I think the word hunk and beefcake is an excuse to put a whole bunch of guys in a magazine and put them on the cover and get people to buy the magazine.
That image was reinforced somewhat by the publishing of a poster by Jon-Erik, which has sold about 100,000 copies to date. He says he hasn't worked on a hunk image for Hollywood. His build comes from athletics. In college, he played football for Michigan State and dove competitively in the NCAA. He still works out at the University of Southern California with spectacular dives like this off the 10-meter platform. In his personal life, he says all the talk about being a rising star has not gone to his head. And while he may drive a big car, it is no limo, rather a '54 Chevy. And he lives in a modest neighborhood in suburban Los Angeles, not a mansion in Beverly Hills. How did you get so far so fast? You've been here less than a year and a half. You've already had a series and a major made-for-TV movie. Does it surprise you?
It doesn't surprise me that much because I expected it, and I wanted it to be like that. I mean, everybody wants it to be like that. I went at it very conventionally. I just came out here, or I went to start in New York, was there for 8 months, and just went to auditions all the time. And then came out here and went to a lot of auditions and met a lot of people. And you do a few good auditions, and people refer you to other people, and they talk about you, so you kind of get a little momentum going. And then I read for Voyagers at NBC, because I liked it a whole lot. They didn't really want me to read for it, because the guy was supposed to be 40 years old. Beard, mustache, real worldly pirate. And I read for it many times, and they liked it, and they cast me. And then that went for a year, and we got some notoriety out of that, and then they asked me to read for Male Model, and then they cast me.
Right now, Jon-Erik is working on several projects, including a new poster with Hollywood photographer Greg Gorman. He's also considering several scripts for upcoming movies and a possible television series. And because he'd like to get away from the hunk image, he's keeping his shirt on for this poster. And according to one of his biggest fans, former male model co-star Joan Collins, Jon-Erik is a credible actor with a bright future. Is he one of those guys who's going to be a major star one day?
I would say that I think that he could be, yes, very easily. I think that he's very good. He's got a lot of charisma. I know that everybody who sees him thinks that he's, all the girls, young girls, think that he's just terrific. I think that, I certainly hope that he will be.
Well, if the popularity Jon-Erik Hexum enjoys now in Hollywood is any indication, this talented 26-year-old New Jersey native is someone you'll be hearing a lot about in the future.